Hello, welcome to Kita's Car Chronicles. The topic for today is Caregiver Month. November is National Caregiver Appreciation Month. So, if you have a caregiver that is in your life or around your life, you need to drop everything you're doing and show your appreciation. Being a caregiver is one of the hardest things any individual is going to have to do in their lives, because literally you are given the responsibility to care for someone that's not able to care for themselves, regardless of what capacity that may be. So, I want to share a couple of my caregiving experiences and also really help you understand a caregiver's perspective. So, I was fortunate to be a caregiver on two different occasions. First occasion, most recent, was my mother. She had congestive heart failure, and I was her caregiver. And with being her caregiver, we were in and out of the hospital many times. We dealt with many things, and I had to constantly remind myself for the greatest goal in the end was to take care of God's children. Now, being a caregiver, you give up all of yourself, and dealing with different individuals, it's kind of like you giving your power away, but it's for a good reason and a good cause. But who wants to give their power away, whether it's willingly, unwillingly, or needed? We are placed in situations where we're giving our power away and giving a lot of our energy to other individuals. Now, becoming a caregiver for an adult, right? And with becoming a caregiver for an adult, you have to adjust and conform to their way of living, right? Their quality of life, regardless of what that quality of life looked like. And many times when you're dealing with adult caregivers, you're dealing with many different emotions, because again, we're talking about adult individuals who's not able to fully care for themselves when they're needing aid from someone else. That makes someone humiliating. That makes them embarrassed. That makes them feel less than. All of these negative feelings that comes up for someone that can't do certain things, that aren't able. Well, with, like I stated, with being a caregiver, the emotions with an adult is something that you really have to pay attention to, because and acknowledge to yourself what is happening. Mindfulness, paying attention to what's happening to you at that time. So having that caregiver, being that caregiver, and knowing there are many different emotions that is going to come. You're going to have people there, your individual that you're caring for, the adult that you're caring for, they're going to have many different emotions. They may be angry one day, they may be happy, joyous the next. One day they're sad, disappointed, next minute they're depressed. So you have to deal with all of these emotions and not allow the emotions to take away from the main goal at hand, and that is to help an individual that can't help themselves. Now, with being caregivers, because we're given our power, we have given our power and our energy to someone else. It leaves us depleted, and many times we lose sight of ourselves when we take care of other people. So it's extremely important and mindful that you acknowledge and still take care of you, even if it's stepping away or taking a day off, or stepping away and taking an hour off, and replenishing and staying within yourself, and refueling, allowing God to refuel you, and then allowing God to send someone, your most high creator, to send someone to recharge you. So that was an experience with my mom. Now, like I said, I've been a caregiver twice. The first time, this most recent time, was with my mom, and the last time was with my son. A lot of people, they don't know, but my 5-year-old son actually touched the iron when he was 15 months old, and he had to have skin grafts. We went through 2 years of healing. he was only 15 months old. We went through 2 years of healing. We were in and out of the operating room. We went through 4 skin grafts. I was the doctor. I was the nurse. I was the wound care person. I was everything. I was the confidant. I was the caregiver to my 15-month-old son. Now, we went through a lot of therapy, and thank God that my son is completely healed and his hand is fully functional. We don't have any type of disability, right? Because I made sure that I poured all into him. And with me pouring into, I lost me, right? And even with my mom, and I'm going to get there, with losing yourself and pouring into people. But with my son, I had to do dressing changes 2 to 3 times a day. I was back and forth out of town to the closest burn center, which was an hour and a half away from my home, twice a week. I did that for 2 years, and it depleted me. I quit everything. I put everything to the side to be the caregiver to my child. Now, regardless if it is your child or God gives you, or your Most High Creator give you someone else's child or someone else to be a caregiver for, you are responsible. And what you are responsible for is helping them heal, helping them process, be there for them. But most importantly, you are to be there for yourself. You are not supposed to get so wrapped up and consumed with being a caregiver that you lose yourself. Now, I made that mistake. And I made that mistake one time, and I learned from it. You learn from your mistakes, but I lost myself. Being a caregiver for my son for 2 years, and then coming out of that 2 years and being the caregiver for my mom for 1.5 years. So I was literally a caregiver for 3 to 4 years, not counting all of the other things that's been happening in my life or whatever. But I lost myself along the way. I lost my happiness because I was so much wrapped and consumed in taking care of others that I forgot to take care of me. My life consisted of taking care of my son in and out of doctors. My life consisted of taking care of my mother in and out of doctors. There were so many things, and many times we lose ourselves. So I'm saying to you, if you know any caregiver, if you are a caregiver yourself, I am saying to you, step away and take a break. You need it for your own peace, for your own sanity, because after a while you will turn around and look and you will see someone that you don't know. You become angry at the world. You become upset, pissed out, frustrated with the world. Why? Because you have land. You have lent your power, your energy to another human being, and you did not do the things that you needed to do to take care of yourself. So I say to you, simply put in this video, if you are a caregiver, or if you know someone that is a caregiver for the month of November, and even going forward, pay attention to what it is that they're not saying. Pay attention to what it is that they're not doing, because many times they lose themselves and not know that they've lost themselves until they're out of the caregiving role. So take time, enjoy, be peaceful. Always recharge you, replenish you. Whether that's a walk, whether that's a jog, whether that's one day off, whatever it is. Take time for you, because many times we lose ourselves, and when we're on the other side of it, we find ourselves getting frustrated and stressed, trying to refix, reheal, retrain ourselves from what we used to be or what we used to do. So take time today and love on yourself and love on that caregiver. Love and light. I miss you.